Yo, what's up, everyone? How we doing? Spencer Israel here on this, my last stream of 2021. It is time for another episode of At the Close. No Joel today. He'll be back on Monday. I've been assured, but I do have a special guest with me. I'm very excited. Can't wait to introduce him and hang out and talk some stocks. So you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, and let's do this. All right, it is time for PreMarket Prep at the Close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Yes, I am so excited to bring on the Warlock himself, Mr. Kenny Glick, live from his basement. Kenny, how are we doing, man?
It's my mom's basement. Get it right.
His mom's basement. He's got the Santa hat, the Christmas sweater, the Bob Marley. Oh, what the heck? What is that? What is that?
It's Santa Jaws. Come on, Santa Jaws.
Oh, that's good. I like it. All right.
Shark fan. Hey, if you guys are trading live right now, we're in BFRI. Woohoo! Keeps on rocking. The gift that keeps on giving.
All right, so we'll talk overall market for 2 seconds here, and then we'll just hang out. We'll take questions from our chat as always. But guys, what do you want? I mean, this is pretty. What a week we've had. Look at the SPY. Look at the Qs. It looks like we're going to end the week, if not at the highs, then damn near close to those highs. Almost everything in the green today. Almost every sector in the green. Way more green than red on your screen. What more could you want for the week? Kenny, besides BFRI, actually here, you know what? I'll pull up that. No, let's pull up your charts here. So this is your chart. Is this BFRI we're looking at?
Yeah, check it out. So again, out of this stock continues to baffle me. I thought it was a pump and dump about a month and a half ago, but when the pumps keep getting pumped, I go back. Again, some turned into ORF. You guys remember that one? ORPH.
Yeah. Where is it? Where is ORF? Where's
3 to 77, back to 3, and you never heard from it ever again. But when they don't want to die, they remain buys, and I just keep them on the watch list. And if they break, again, what you're looking at on my charts, all I do is I subscribe to the Brian Shannon, Zach Hurwitz way of trading. VWAP is the only thing you see on my charts since 2013. It's just hanging out there at the multi-day, and then once it got over the 1 minute and broke that whole number, boom, off to the races. We've been in since 11 and change. So, we're down to the last lot selling at 12, 12.50, 13. But this one just does not want to die, so I keep going back.
BFRI now at $13 here.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck this company does. You don't know either. So
I don't know. I think the last 85 trades I've put on, I have zero clue what I'm even looking at this point. I mean, there's 3 of these every day. Yeah. I mean, names change, but the game stays the same.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So what else have you been trading today? Surely there's more than just BFRI.
Yeah, something on the casual side. Yesterday we crushed it in BlackBerry, because the stock's cheap. It's very boring. It's not scary. I like to bring my subscribers a little bit of everything. Not everybody can handle a BFRI or, some of those wild ones. But this perfect 2 days in a row, if you take a look at what it did yesterday, same kind of thing. They sold it off at the beginning of the day, just gathered some steam. We picked up the $9 calls here for 20 cents, sold them at 40. And then the lotto play was the 950s for 7. We blew out at around, 11 cents. And then we did it again today. It was the same exact trade. Sold it off back above the VWAP there. We bought the 950s for, what we buy them today? Today we bought the 950s for 3. And get this, Spence, the 1050s were sitting there at a penny. So we did a 950, 1050 call spread for 2 cents. Risking 2 to make $1. Why not? And then when the 2s got up to like 6 or 7, we sold some up there, and I just got stopped out of the rest. I just got stopped out of the rest around 5.
So. Kenny, you make it sound so easy.
Sometimes it is.
Sometimes I wonder. Some of this stuff just seems so freaking obvious and easy. But
what's not? I'll tell you what's not good for me. I'm not an investor, and that's why
Yeah.
2021 has been one of the best years I've traded in a very, very long time. Because when I invest, I get this stock, SOFI. Here I am 3 different times. I'm in the stock at 15 to watch it go to 28, and then I watch it go back to 15. Then I watch it go to 25. I watch it go back to 15. And then
Okay.
it goes back. Then it goes back to 24. I'm here. I'm thinking, here we go, back to 28. Guess where I wound up selling it? 18. So enough investing for me. That's a year's worth of a waste. And I like the company, but it's a wasted year. And when you could have been trading it in 10-point increments and done a lot better for the investor, you're still sitting in it. By the way, BFRI 14. That's right.
Well, I think your mistake on SoFi was wearing the wrong hat. If you're wearing a trading hat, you could have just traded the range all year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, phenomenal. Yeah, I've been selling, thankfully I've been selling calls and I've been selling puts to collect some income. But
Okay.
the investor, I was a buyer right around, 15 and then more at 18. So basically my cost average was, let's say 1750. And
It's all
6
right.
months later,
Yeah.
I was selling it at 1750 on the way back down. So, I'm not the best investor, nor do I have to be, because I got the QQQ. I mean, it is just otherworldly. We never go down, and every time we dip, it comes roaring back within 2 or 3 days. I don't know if we've had more than a 3-day sell-off all year. It's absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of that, I mentioned the fact that we're going to end the week, at the highs of the week, kind of across the board here. I'm curious just to get your high level thoughts, Kenny. You seem pretty darn bullish heading into the new year. Is that a fair assessment?
No,
No?
I'm not. I'm a trader first. I really don't have the conviction that I had over the last 8 to 10 years. Again, I think we're due for at least one. Give me 15 to 20% pullback this year. And I'm talking about I think this is going to be the year where we have that moment and we say to ourselves, are we going to come back? And then we'll laugh because we will come back. I just think it's going to be a lot more volatile than 2020 and 2021. And again, if you thought 2021 was volatile, what were you watching? We had 2 sell-offs that were maybe 2.5 days old. 2.5 days long. I think we're going to get a little bit more of that. I think we'll have that scary moment. And I don't know what's going to bring it on. Maybe profit taking. Maybe Apple misses their quarter or something, because it's really just 7 stocks controlling the fate of the market. Because if you watch the market, and I'm talking to everybody out there, most stocks stink. A lot of stocks got absolutely hammered this year. Forget the pump and dumps. Those deserve to go back down. But I'm talking about your DocuSigns, your PayPals, your Squares, a lot of companies. And I'm not a fan of Roku, but that's down 50%. I've never been a fan of Alibaba. That's down from 300 and change down to 111. And they actually make money. Imagine you bought the Coin IPO or Hood, for God's sakes. These are terrible, terrible stocks. But when you look at the market, it seems like everything's rocking, but it's an illusion.
Yeah.
I think the illusion is going to be smacked around a little bit in 2022.
Yeah, you want to have some fun. You can look at, the SPY, which had how many red months this year? 3 red months.
Right.
Brutal on the SPY. Oh, 3 red months. Painful.
Yeah.
Compare that to the IWM. How many red months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red months for the IWM this year. So, and it's basically, it's going to close the year higher, but it's flat since March. So,
Right.
Yeah. All in all, I think it was a pretty painless year in the index, and a pretty painful year if you own literally anything outside those FANG stocks. I mentioned this, on another stream. I was going through my portfolio, and lo and behold, I don't have a single. I have one loser. I have SoFi. It's my only loser.
Oh no.
And yet, despite the fact that I have only one loser, I underperformed the SPY this year because I don't have direct exposure. I don't own Apple and Facebook. I've got the ETFs, but that's it. So it's like those stocks they're such beasts that it's impossible to beat them if you don't have them. So okay. I would like your take, Kenny, on a flyer I took today. I took a flyer on Zillow. Do you have thoughts? Speaking of crappy stocks of the year,
there's one reason I like the stock, and it's not about the company. It's just because what it did, and I like what you got right here, because if you can get over 65, it's funny. It's like you're in my head. We were just talking about this because this is the makings of a bottoming formation. You got the bottom. It's tried to rally. when it rolled back over, it never even tested those lows. That's the sign of a true bottom. Now you need it to break over that 65.50. You get over 65.50, chances are you're going to get a 5 or 6 point move, and you have a massive gap that could be filled. But I would not be surprised to see the stock getting 12 points out of it. Maybe scratch its way back to 74.
Okay, I like positive reinforcement. I like a confirmation that I have a good idea, even if it's a bad idea and the confirmation is wrong. But I like hearing that I have a good idea nonetheless.
Yeah.
So Zillow is my flyer for the day, or flyer for call it for a couple weeks here. And
this is you're right here. If you get rejected right here, you're going to be probably looking at right back down to that 57.
Right.
But the risk is defined down
here. That's my idea. That's the idea, right? So
yeah. That's what I like about these stocks. I like the ones that have gotten beat down, like a DocuSign.
The problem, Kenny, is there's so many of them.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like they're you can't buy them all.
Right.
So whether it's DocuSign, which is kind of the exact same idea.
Yeah. I'd rather be in DocuSign than Zillow. I never understood Zillow because they don't actually I never understood what they do, but I never understood what a lot of these companies do, especially Etsy and Roku. I don't get it. I don't get a lot of this.
How was Etsy doing?
Etsy, I don't know. Was it $300?
Dude, all these charts look the same. They all have defying lows.
Oh yeah. But we'll see. Now, if they roll over, they're all going down another 30%, which is finally going to. I think if these roll, it's going to drag down the Qs finally. And, again, just Amazon, Tesla, Netflix, Google, and Apple give up 3 or 4%. You're going to get a pretty nice down move on the QQQ. And again, I'm not even looking for a big move. I'm looking for the Qs to retest some real crucial areas. So that's why I'm looking for 30 points off the QQQ sometime, maybe even the first 3 months of the year, just to catch people off guard. 365 on the Qs, and if 365 doesn't hold, I'm looking for that 350. If we're down at 350 on the QQQ, I'm all in. Again, I'm a huge buyer down there. But I'd like to see this market get frightening for a minute, where people are doubting.
It kind of did there in October, right? And frightening is a strong word for October. It wasn't quite frightening, but it was definitely eyebrows raised. Like, I mean, it was. I mean, I remember saying, I don't feel great about this right now. I think we were pretty bearish on the show. Ended up being, a false breakdown, but like that was a moment. That was a moment.
Moments. The other thing is, if you watch the volatility, once the volatility product, I'm a big fan of UVXY because it serves such a great purpose. By the way, BFRI over 14 again. UVXY, my friends, is the product to save you from your own mistakes. If UVXY is staying strong and you want to get bearish, you have a right to be bearish because UVXY is hardly ever trending up. When UVXY is trending up, to be frightened, to be scared. But the enormous fall in UVXY, as soon as the market shows a little bit of strength, is that tip off where you have to say to yourself, well, here we go again. We're not going down anymore. UVXY starts to tank and the market makes it all back within 3 days. So when UVXY stops being this awful, awful product, that's when we'll be afraid. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking for UVXY to give me 3 days of strength. And I want to see UVXY going up when the market is relatively stable, because that's telling us that the big players are preparing for something to come. That's what I'm looking for going into next year. But again, I'm mostly in cash. I've got naked puts on, my Sophie. I sold puts on BTU again. I still like that down here. Obviously I did really well with Ford, buying it there at, 14, 15. And basically anytime Goldman Sachs upgrades or downgrades something, I take the other side of the trade, and it's been phenomenal. And I'm not even joking.
Wait, just to clarify on SoFi, so you're long the stock and you sold puts against it?
I'm long a little bit of the stock down here. I'm selling. I sold $10 March puts for 50 cents. I sell again when I want to buy more of something. I sell puts at the price that I want to buy it. If it gets there, I got the stock. If it doesn't get there, I keep the money. So I have I sold March. The last ones I've done were the March 10s for 50. They're basically still 50 cents. So the idea here, guys, if you like Sophie and you don't think it's going to break down under 14, You sell a $10 put here for 50 cents. You sell 10 contracts. If you're willing to buy 1,000 shares, 10 minus the 50, so your cost average is 950. Stock never goes back below 13. You keep the $500 come around March. It's not a horrible idea.
Kenny, I want to hear about a recent loser you had. It could have, or any big loser you had for the year, and what we can learn from that experience.
Oh, the loser. Let me see. What did I just? It was basically a couple of weeks ago. I just got caught up on some of these biotech stocks. I was in this one. This was a nasty, nasty trade on my part.
What the heck?
It looked like it was breaking back out. I jumped in. I jumped in with a little bit too much size, and I got smacked. Like I said, most of what I do now, I'm back to the 1999 Kenny Glick. I am a day trader. I'm in mostly cash. I live for the day. I trade for the day, and I'm going to live forever. This ISIG caught me. That was a pretty awful trade. I decided to hold on to this awful trade this year, BBIG, when it came. Yeah, when it made this turn. I loaded up right there at $7. I figured we were headed back to 12 and maybe to 20. I overstayed my welcome. I gave the whole thing back and then some. That was a pretty awful one. But the lesson you learn from any of these trades is that the next day is your next best day. I mean, I could have a bad day and then I come in and I crush it on a BlackBerry option play and I don't even remember these BBIGs and ISIGs. And drugs and alcohol, of course. So that helps a lot.
That's always good. All right, man. I mean, and if there's anyone in the chat, there's any questions for Kenny, any tickers you want Kenny's opinion on, speak now, forever hold your peace. Any other thoughts for us, Kenny? Yes, the show. We already mentioned BlackBerry. Kenny, you're still long or you're out of the
No, BlackBerry was just for today. I don't know, unless it's above 950. No, we got stopped out at 950. That was our goal.
Okay. And then on the BFRI, you said you said you're on your last lot now. How do you go about selling a gainer like that?
I'm a big half number, whole number player. If I'm in from an 11, I'm already starting to sell there at 1150, and then I use my break even as the stop. If it gets to 12, let's say I got 600 shares, 100 share increments at every big number, and then if it rolls back over and breaks through one of those, I'm usually selling another 100. But again, this one was very, very kind to us. It never even really pulled back. But at 13, I was like, all right, that's great. This is an amazing trade. By the time I got to 14, I've got, a couple of shares left. And, now I'll hold on to the last, what I got 50 shares on right now. It's just a kind of a joke, but as long as it stays above 13, I'm in it. But usually I'm selling into these moves. And that's what I did wrong on, something like that ISAG the other day. I didn't sell into the move. I got greedy and I paid for it. So I'm always selling into every move. And anytime I'm short, I'm always covering on the way down, just in case it squeezes and just in case the stock dumps. So Nimble is my name. Nimble's my middle name.
Oh, I thought you had a different middle name. Kenny, we got some tickers for you in the chat if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Anthony Wilson says, can we check out Sens, SENS? I was in at $2. I think we're going to see $10 without dilution in 2022. Nobody listens to me, but look at the chart. Anthony says, all right, we're going to look at the chart right now.
Are you talking about SENS?
That's the one.
You're right on the brink of a really nice trend change. You really got to get it over 322. Over 322, then you're cooking. But listen, what's good about this stock is I don't know about this one at all, but let me see. Let me just expand this a little bit. This is the lowest it's been in a while. That's your stop. That's the end of your trade. That candle low. So what's great about that is it's all gravy from here. Don't sell it unless it breaks 241 and hold on for the dream. Good luck.
Okay. What about Stitch Fix?
One of my favorite shorts of all time.
This was a disaster. Holy cow. How high did Stitch Fix get this year?
113.
Oh gosh, to $19 right now. Oh, that's painful.
By the way, if you guys are in the QQQs, this is the lotto play. We're in the 398s. I'm sorry I didn't say it quick enough, but I have my trader in it for me. 398s, unbelievable. For 20 cents, they're already up to 40 cents. Look at this. This market is absolutely nuts. And if you guys know Ramp Capital, this market just doesn't go down. And so, again, as a shorter, and again, I'm not usually bullish. I'm more of a bear. And that's why I was a really good trader this year, because I just exposed all the bad habits of a shorter, and I just now crush my former self. So this market where, you spent all day trying to, figure out what the market wants to do. I'm talking about the Qs. And then it just always seems to just look how it broke the trend. Then it rips up. It's kind of like the fake out, a shakeout, and then a breakout. It's almost like you have to default to say, oh, the market's trying to sell off. It'll rally into the close. Let me give some 398s a shot. And I'm telling you, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, these QQQ have options now. It is like the Wild West. But go back to Stitch Fix. Yeah. One person's disaster is now our opportunity. If you like this trade, if you like this stock, you have to be buying it here. I mean, this is it. You have 1750 as you're out. So if you're buying it here, no matter anywhere above 1750, risk is defined. 1750 is you're out, because then it's going to 15 and then 0, and you'll never hear of Stitch Fix ever again. But right down here, you held your 1750, you held it twice. You've been trying to rally. You have this nice little move here. Look, if you're in from 19 and change and you can get back above 2250, you're looking at a stock that probably gets to 26, and your risk is 2 points. So you're risking 2 to make 7 or 8, and that's 7 or 8 conservatively. If it gets going again, you got to break down from around 3150, which you can get up there. That ain't bad. So I don't hate this thing anymore.
Yo, and part of me really just wants to take flyers on all these ones that have it to find out,
Oh, yeah.
$1 or 2 below, you can just buy. There's too many of them is the problem. Okay, we'll do a couple more here, Kenny. Let's do. Do you want to look at Funware? This is a meme stock, PHUN.
Yeah, fun. I mean, again, it was kind of like in that BBIG category, but this one was running with the DWAC. It's probably dead, and I think there's going to be an investigation into DWAC, and it'll probably take this stock with it. So, yeah, not a fan. And I wouldn't own DWAC if you paid me to own it. So I think this thing opens up one day and it's going to be at 0. So I wouldn't own that one either. Yeah, fun DWAC. No thanks.
What about Manuel Costa Lyft? I haven't looked at Lyft for a hot second. I'm assuming it's up today, but I don't actually know. I have no idea where Lyft is right now. Let's take a look. $44.
Yeah, another disaster, but you've gone parabolic. The short squeeze is on this one, and your dollar cost averages guys have taken the stock over. Not a fan of it down, anymore. But consolidation between 36 and 40 again. Again, everything's a trade to me, but long-term investing, I definitely don't want to do long-term investing, especially going into this year. So I'm just staying nimble. Most of my recommendations are going to be for the day or for 2 days, 3 days tops. And if you're active traders, this is what I do. I'm live pretty much from 8 to 8. I never stop. So we're always doing live shows. I got a couple other broadcasters. So, if you haven't taken a look at what we do on a daily basis, just email me. And if it's easy to remember, I'll give you the easy one. KennyGlick@AOL.com.
Kenny, why are you still on AOL, man? The rest of us have moved on.
Because it's fun, right? Who has an AOL address? There's always a conversation after I say that's my email address. I've got 95 emails.
Dude, what is it with traders? I know traders that use Hotmail. I know traders that use AOL. There was a whole shtick a couple of years ago when AOL finally shut down AIM. And I bet you were one of those guys that was on AIM. And you were like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?
Of course. That's when I found WhatsApp. I never knew what WhatsApp was until they took Instant Messenger away from me. By the way, WhatsApp is better.
Oh, man. Let's do I would love to know if you shorted Crocs at any point in the last couple of weeks. Have you ever played Crocs?
I have not looked at this stock. I thought they were going out of business 7 years ago with Deckers. But look what the stock just did. And guys, what you're looking at right here is a 1-year VWAP. Look where the stock just reverted to, basically to the penny. And that's why I love VWAP. It transcends all market, time, and space in every environment. I've never seen VWAP. And again, let me give you a shout out to Brian Shannon, Zach Hurwitz one more time. 2012, 2013, those guys opened my eyes to just trading VWAP. It's all I do. I have no longer any love for any other any indicator at all. No moving averages, no RSI, no Fibonacci, no Ichiro clouds. I got 2 lines on my chart, and I've never done better in my life.
You want to know why? You want to know why VWAP works? Because that's what the institutions use to scale.
That's right.
So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? It's like it works because everyone uses it, therefore it works.
That's right. And I get 20 or 30 new people in the Army every once in a while, every day. We call we're the VWAPian Army, man. We take this serious. And like I said, I've never seen it work this well. I mean, you want to see something cool? The other day when the QQQ was actually selling off. Check this out. This is I think it was Tuesday. Let me try to find it for you. All right, I got to go back 5 days for you. You'll get a kick out of this. You can't see it, all right, because it's old data, but it hit when the market was selling off. The price that it came down to right here was the 3-day VWAP, and we bounced off it. This is an index, a $380 index that went to the prior day VWAP and hit it to the penny, which was 380.19. When something goes to the penny and then that's the pivot, you got to take it serious. I mean, I've been married 25 years, so it doesn't take me a lot to get sexually aroused. That chart that day, I needed to take a moment to myself. That's how excited I was. I was like, okay, we're done going down probably for the rest of the year on that pivot. And look what we've done since. We haven't had a freaking down tick since that hole down there. And that was the 2-day VWAP. Once again, Brian Shannon, Zach Hurwitz, if you don't know those two guys, they made me the trader that I am now.
All right, Kenny Glick, you can email him, kennyg@aol.com. Check him out on Twitter.
Kenny Glick.
What?
Kenny Glick, go full. Kenny Glick at AOL.
Oh, sorry, kennyglick@aol.com.
That's
I apologize. And then the Twitter handle is Hit the Bid Radio.
Right? That's right, because that bastard wouldn't give up his handle. Somebody has hit the bid. They don't even post anything on Twitter. But I've been weaning off the Twitter. Just too many fights, too many people I have to argue with there about how they think they know more than me. And I'm just talking about technical analysis. It's always the same fight. You don't know the company. And they start yelling at my mom for some reason. It's just never good. It doesn't end well every time I get into like a debate with somebody online. Trolls, you know.
Go yell at their mom. I don't know what to tell you. All right, man. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you again in the new year. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me today. And
yeah, bro.
Good luck rest of the day. You got 2 minutes to change.
You too, man. Yeah, it's all worked out. Thanks for having me on, guys. Good luck. Happy New Year and Merry Christmas and all that stuff. I'll see you next year.
All right. Hey guys, that'll be a wrap for me here pretty much. This will be my last stream of the year. I'm out next week. So I will catch the rest of you, all of you guys in chat in 2022. You know what? I will definitely stop by like one of the shows next week. I'll stop by. I'll hang out and chat for a little bit. But as far as being on air, this will be my last one. So Easy Mike, Tiny Pie, Happy, Bill, Ed, Dino, Happy. Did I say Happy? I'm saying Happy again. Manuel. Everyone, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Thank you all for hanging out with us, with me all year. This was a very, very big year for Benzinga. It was a very big year for our streaming efforts. We grew a lot. We know we have a lot more room to grow. We will continue to grow. On that note, I will say this for the final time here. If you want to give us feedback on our YouTube adventures, now is the time to do so. We have a survey. I'm going to drop the link to the survey in the chat right now. It is completely free and anonymous. Why wouldn't it be free? It's a freaking survey. Give us your feedback. Tell us what you want to see next year. We will do our very best to make it happen. Here is the link. It's in the chat right now. Bada bing, bada boom. Expect great things. We are just getting started here on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter. We are only going to keep growing, and it is because of the community and people like you watching us. So there is our closing bell. Proton with the reminder, as always, hit the like button, y'all. I'd appreciate that. There's our bell. Anthony, dude, I'm not going to remember that. You got to put it in the survey. I will not remember that. I promise you. Put it in the survey, please. We are having a meeting devoted to analyzing all the survey responses. So put that in the survey, and we'll do our best to make it happen. There was our bell. We did not close quite at the high of the week, but damn, it was close. It ended up being a very good week on Wall Street. Every major index up. Every index, every sector up, except for utilities, just barely in the red, real estate barely in the red as well. But you had way more green on the screen. The cryptos closed higher, or are trading higher. I should say closed because they're not. They never close. But cryptos are ending the day here green. So you like to see that. Okay, I'm done. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Reminder to everyone, next Wednesday is the last Benzinga boot camp of 2021. A full day of education and trading. You cannot get this stuff anywhere else. Check it out.